I'm going to go over my step-by-step UGC guide. This is going to show you exactly what you need to do from start to finish to grow your career as a UGC creator. What is UGC? UGC stands for user-generated content. Basically, it's where a brand hires you, you create a short-form video for them to post on their social media. You do not typically post this on your own social media. I'm going to insert a clip of a really good UGC example. In this video, she has a hook, a unique selling point, social proof, and a call to action.
Did you know dermaplaning can help you achieve smooth skin? I like to start dermaplaning by using my favorite nourishing face oil and tapping it into my skin. Then I'll take a clean blade to remove the vellus hairs, aka peach fuzz, on my skin. The oil helps to prevent irritation, and by pulling the skin taut, it helps the blade to glide across the skin. Dermaplaning once a month can help your makeup apply smoother and your skincare can penetrate better while minimizing the appearance of skin texture. What do you think?
How the F do I start? I'm about to show you my 20-step UGC guide. It sounds like a lot. It's not that scary, don't worry. Step 1 is all about learning, research, figuring out what the heck to do. So you're here, this is a really good start. Full disclaimer, I do sell a full-on UGC step-by-step course that goes more in detail about every single step there is to UGC. In this, I'm going to show you what all of the steps are. My UGC guide, think of it as a textbook. It's going to go through what's in each chapter of UGC. By the end of it, you should have absolutely no problem starting your UGC career by Tuesday. Official step number 1, research and learn. Again, you're here, that's a really good start. Just like the Bloom video, you're going to want to search up and study all different kinds of UGC videos. Look for the hooks. What makes you stop your scroll when you see a specific ad come up on your For You page? What selling points are they selling to you? Are they talking about acne? Do you have acne? Those are your unique selling points. Social proof. Are they showing you their before and their afters? Are they selling you the product? Are they proving to you that the product works? And then a call to action. Are they asking you what you think? Are they telling you to go try it? Are they giving you a discount code? Those are calls to action. All of these things are really good things to look for when you're studying UGC and what makes a good UGC video. Step number 2, other really helpful things. Of course, my course. I have a free UGC Facebook group. I have a mentorship Facebook group. It's going to be $20 a month, so that's about $240 a year. That's going to be one UGC deal. So all in all, it's worth it to have mentorship that actually knows what they're doing. I might be doing one-to-one coaching, but I'm going to release a very limited amount of spots each month just because I already have the Facebook group where I do a lot of one-on-one coaching for a much cheaper price. Step 3 is practice. Now that you've done your fair share of studying, scrolling through TikTok, figuring out what the heck a good UGC video looks like, now it's time to practice. You can take products from around your house and just practice with yourself using them, unboxing them, figuring out what the unique selling point of this lip balm is. Speaking of which, I should put it on. And this is not an ad. A really good idea when you're practicing UGC is just film your skincare routine. Film what products you're using, film how you use them, all those kinds of things. Your skincare, your makeup, everything. UGC videos that I really like practicing are unboxing videos, like using the product in silence and then just having text over the screen of the unique selling points or social proof as well. And then I also like to take that same clip of using the product and just add a voiceover instead of the text overlay. You're really going to want to practice different hooks because the hook is the first 3 to 4 seconds of your video, and that's what makes the viewer stop and listen and watch your UGC video. The more people that stop and watch your UGC video, the more views you're going to get and the better it's going to perform for the brand. And the brand is more likely to come back to you because clearly you know what you're doing. Step 4, you're going to post your UGC video. I know, it's terrifying. I absolutely hate doing it. But you're going to want to post them because confidence is key. You're going to have Summer Fridays posting a video of you on social media. Your friends are going to see it. You should gain the confidence and be aware that this content is going to be out there. I still get embarrassed with it. I think my character when I perform my UGC videos is completely different from my Lane Jordan persona. They're just two completely different people. Posting your work is a really great way for brands to find you. It's a really great secondary portfolio for brands to stumble across your UGC video and be able to click your name and realize, wow, this girl knows what she's doing. I'm gonna hire her. I've had a couple of UGC deals come from my UGC social medias, so it's definitely worth a shot. Plus, this way you can post your content and gain that confidence without your family seeing it. Step number 5 is you're gonna need to price yourself. Now that you've done the practice, you know what goes into making a good UGC video, what goes into scripting a video, filming, editing, getting the products for the video, and just all the ideas that go into making a video, you're gonna need to price yourself. Firstly, back in November when I started pitching, I started at $100. Then I realized really quick that that was not enough money and it just wasn't even worth the time even negotiating with these brands. So I quickly upped it to $150. These are Canadian prices. And now we're in January and I charge $250 per video. Those are 15 to 30 second UGC videos. I charge extra for usage rights, I charge extra for extra hooks, all these different things. Typically when delivering my content to the brand, I include 2 hook variations that they can use, and I include 2 call to actions that they can use as well. You're also going to want to decide if you're going to charge extra for revisions, edits, travel time. All of these things matter, all of these things take time, and they take effort on your part. You need to charge accordingly. I go over more so how to charge in the actual UGC course I have. This is a really good starting point. I also wanted to mention that if you're going to start charging $50 for a UGC video, just don't. Me as a social media manager, when I see a UGC creator and they're about to charge me $50 for a full-on UGC video concept, all of it, I know that their work is not going to be quality. I know that they're either new, they're just starting out, they don't believe in themselves, that's why they're charging this extremely low rate. That to me means that they're not ready and they're not going to be able to provide the quality of content that I am looking for. Personally, if you're just starting out, I would suggest going with $100 American and $150 Canadian. Number 6, usage rights. To go more in depth in this in the course, I'm actually about to add a whole extra page in the course as well about usage rights because there's a lot of information about them. It's more so in your contract, but how to charge for this is really important as well. Step number 7, create your portfolio. I'm going to do some live videos in my mentorship Facebook group all about how to build your portfolio, but these are all some really good tips if you want to screenshot this. Step number 8 is create and optimize your social media. Again, this is what I talked about earlier, just having a specific UGC social media account where you can post your work. It's like a secondary portfolio. It's where brands are actually going to be able to find you. And personally, I've had a couple UGC deals come from my social media pages, so it's a good option. Find brands you want to work with. Technically, I wouldn't suggest finding brands that you want to work with right away. I would suggest pitching to brands that you don't want to work with. Not that you don't want to work with them, it's just you wouldn't be completely devastated if they said no to you. Like if I started pitching to Skims in November and they said no to me, I would have been devastated. But now I have a little bit of experience under my belt, I know what I'm doing, I've done my pitches, I know what works and I know what doesn't work. Now I'm confident enough to send Skims a pitch that I want to work with them. Finding brands' emails. In my stand store, I have a list of 50 brands and their emails of brands who work with smaller creators or new creators or just starting out creators, even micro-influencers. Go check it out. In my Facebook mentorship group, we're gonna have a shared Excel spreadsheet where everybody can put in all the brand emails they find. There's gonna be a section where you can rate the brand as well. Currently on my list, I have over 270 contacts, so it's definitely gonna be full of value. And again, that's the Facebook group that's only $20 a month. Step number 11, you're gonna need to build your pitch. Now, pitch templates are great, but they're just not going to do it. Copying and pasting, a brand's going to know when you're copying and pasting. Don't do it. Once again, in this mentorship Facebook group, I'm going to have a whole live video probably every week where we're going to sit down and do a power hour. We're going to pick a brand we want to pitch to, and I'm going to show you exactly how I go through. I study their account, study what they need on their account, and we're going to go through exactly how I would pitch to a brand step by step. Step number 12, you're going to send the damn pitch. If you want, I will gladly audit your pitch. Just send it to my email right here. Please don't get discouraged if a brand ghosts you. Most don't reply. In November, I pitched to 150 brands and 40 of them replied, and those weren't all yeses. Most of those were actually no's, but at least they replied and said no. But that's why we pitch to brands that we don't necessarily want to work with when we're first starting out, because when they say no, you're not just completely devastated and butthurt and you don't lose your motivation to keep going. Step number 13 is negotiation. This is so difficult. After the brand says yes, you're going to want to negotiate your contract, obviously. Most brands don't just say yes to all of your terms and all of your ideas right off the bat. They're going to want to negotiate and get your price down a little bit or add more deliverables in there. The negotiation is so difficult to explain and teach because it's different for every single person. But again, in my Facebook group, we're going to be able to send me your emails and the negotiation that the brands have sent you, and I'm going to be able to help you negotiate back and get what you deserve. Step number 14, it's contract time. This is when all the deliverables, all the negotiation is done. You've agreed on everything. Sometimes when I send out my contract, brands want me to add things like exclusivity or perpetuity, all these different things in there. Just don't do it. But then this kind of plays into the fact that negotiation still keeps going on even though you've agreed to all the other terms. I actually sell my exact contract for $50 in my stand store. You can check it out and use it today. I'm going to do a whole mini crash course on contracts because they are so complex, and of course they actually probably matter the most in UGC creation. And it's a thing that I find creators just kind of gloss right over and then they end up getting screwed in the end. So contracts are extremely important. Also with contracts, remember that you are a business. You're a business, you're dealing with another business. You're not some person who doesn't know what they're talking about. You are a business, you need to stand your ground. And you need to know what you're talking about. That's why this is so important that you actually research before you just start pitching and trying to work with brands. Step number 15, send your invoice. Personally, I use HoneyBook. I love HoneyBook because it sends your invoice, it sends your contract, and it sends receipts all in one. And when you have monthly retainer clients, it makes it really easy for you to just send the invoices every month. Same with usage rates. When a brand is going to pay you monthly to use your content, that's what a usage rate is. This makes it so much easier. You don't have to keep tracking down the brand. You can literally set the invoice to send on the 1st of every single month for the next 3 months, or however long your usage rate term is. This just makes it so easy for you, and it makes the usage rates just completely passive income. Step number 16, you're going to need to get to work. Once the contracts are signed, invoice is paid. Personally, I do 50% upfront, 50% once everything is delivered. Once the product is shipped, this is normally when I start writing my official script. I start going over my hooks, my selling points, my social proof, my calls to action. I word it and I pick out how the words sound together and if I can say them out loud, because writing it out is one thing, but saying it out loud is a totally different thing. Again, I go over this way more in my course of exactly what goes into making a video. Also, if you have time and you don't care too much about doing work when you've only been paid half, I would test out the lighting, go over everything that you're going to say in your video, and figure out how you're going to edit and get it down to your 16 to 30 seconds, whatever the brand has picked. Also, please never send your work or post your work or deliver your work without a watermark on it, especially if you've only been paid 50% up front or if you've been paid nothing. Just watermark your work. Once I'm done drawing up my script for the brand, I usually send it to them to get it approved before I start actually shooting. So once the concept gets approved, once the script gets approved and I have the package, I get to work. I shoot pretty much right away. I have a 7-day turnaround time, but if I can deliver the content much before that, it looks way better on me, and the brand really respects that. And the brand is way more likely to come back to me for more content because they know that I deliver on time or before. I also want to say, please don't pay duty on any of the products you get. That's completely unnecessary. The brand should have prepaid that before it gets to you. Once again, watermark your videos. Step number 18, film, edit, and deliver your content. Once you filmed your video, you've shot your photos, I typically like to create more deliverables than what was actually agreed upon. This also shows the brand that I am eager to work with them, and it also helps me turn $250 deals into 5-figure deals. I always over-deliver. I usually add extra hooks, calls to action, even totally new concepts. When I deliver the content, I always add watermarks on it. Especially if I'm delivering extra content, I will include the watermark and I will let the brand know that I've included extra concept, extra shots if they would like to purchase that, and I also provide them with a cost sheet. Typically, I would charge about $100 for that extra deliverable video. Step number 19, delivering the content. Personally, I use Google Drive to deliver my content. I think it's the easiest one to use, and most brands use it as well. I always deliver the content with a watermark on it, and once the brand has paid the invoice in full, that means the last 50% of the invoice, as well as any expenses I incurred while filming the video. Say I needed a new background, they wanted a new color that I don't have, say they wanted me to travel to the beach to go shoot their content, invoice them for all of that extra time as well. That gets added onto the invoice that I send along with deliverables. Once the invoices are paid, that's when I will go back in and I'll remove all the watermarks from all the content that the brand has paid for, and I will then re-upload it all into Google Drive. Step 20, after the job is done. Once the content is delivered, technically your job is done. However, I always like to check up on the brands. I like to check up on how my content is performing. Plus, I like to make sure that the brand is cooperating with our contract and only running an organic concept as an organic concept and only running a paid ad as a paid ad. Usually I spend 1 day a week tracking all these brands down and making sure that everything is as it should be. I also engage with the content too, because then obviously that makes the content look better. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just wanted to give you all a little discount code for making it all the way to the end. If you use code UGC, you'll get 25% off my course. If the course is still out of your budget, make sure you check out my $20 a month Facebook group and my free Facebook group. I'm also going to be opening up about 10 spots a month for my one-on-one coaching. So go check it out in my Stan store.